ran across the whole campus. So when you do synthetic division, the one difference between it and long division, there is a limitation. Long division, I can divide everything. Synthetic, it has to be a degree of 1. Has to be. No options. It has to be a degree of 1. Okay? So in this case, we're always going to have what the actual value would be. So in this case, it'd be x equals 1. So if they give it to you in factored form, you need to turn it into, I would say, root form. It's not necessarily root form because it may not be a root, but you need to solve it. So the way we write synthetic division is we take whatever it is we're dividing by, we put it in this nice little box up here. Then we're going to take all our coefficients, 2, 5, -8. So we're going to do 1 times 2 is 2, and then we're going to combine them. 1 times 7 is 7, and we're going to combine them. 1 times -1 is -1, and we're going to combine them. 1 times -18 is -18, and we're going to combine them. The last one will be your remainder. So we started off with a degree of 4. We now have a degree of 3. In other words, this is 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus x minus 18 minus 24 over x minus 1. You okay with that idea? Okay. Let's try another. This one, like I mentioned, we're going to talk about 2 things. We got remainder theorem, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. In the meantime, is this going to follow me? This one, notice it has a degree of 4, but we only have 3 coefficients. So we have to make sure that we include all of the zeros. So we're going to divide by -2. We've got a 3 for a degree of 4. For our degree of 3, we don't have one, so we're going to put a 0. For our degree of 2, we're going to have a -8. We don't have x to the first, so we're going to put a 0. And then we have a 7. So we have a degree of 4. We have 5 numbers. It looks like we're in good shape. Start the same way. We're going to take the 3 down. We're going to multiply and combine. Multiply and combine. Multiply and combine. And multiply and combine. The last one, once again, is the remainder. It's always going to be the remainder. We went from a degree of 4, so now we're at a degree of 3. So this is 3x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x minus 8 with a remainder of 23, and we're going to put it over our divisor. Remainder theorem says whatever it was that we divided by becomes a point. So when I divided by -2 and I got a remainder of 23, that is actually a point on this graph. Those come in real handy tomorrow because we can start doing sketches to determine, am I getting close to a root? Because tomorrow our scenario, Monday, on Alani's birthday, we get to get a polynomial and say it's a degree of 4. If it's a degree of 4 and they don't give us any roots and we can't factor it, now we have to, from an infinite amount of possibilities, well, there's a theorem we're going to learn on Monday that will allow us to reduce those, okay? But one of the ways we can help ourselves is by making use of every time we don't get a root, okay? So in this case, every time we do this, on the last one, for example, we would have a point at 1 and -24 for that graph. So think about it. What if you got a 0 for the remainder? then it's a root, right? It's an x-intercept. Okay, so here we go. We're also going to talk about factor theorem. So this one's a little uglier. This one's going to be x equals 3/5. And you think it's going to be bad, but it's totally not. We've got a 5, we got a negative 18, and we got a 9. We get to automatically bring down the 5. Now when you multiply 3/5 times 5, the 5's cancel. So we're just left with the 3. Then we're going to combine and we get negative 15. When you multiply 3/5 times negative 15, well, 5 goes into negative 15 how many times? Negative 3. So negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. So now I have a remainder of 0, which means 3/5 is a root. And that's what factor theorem will tell us. If when we plug in whatever that a value is, we get an answer of 0, then we know, so in this case, we did p of 3/5 and it equaled 0, then we know it's going to be a factor. We also know since that one's a factor, it multiplies by the other one. So we have our 2 roots in this case. So this would be 5x minus 15, correct? So we can go ahead and solve that. So we get x equals 3. So on this graph, we can do 1, 2, 3, and then we can do over here at 3/5. Do we know our y-intercept? So we got 0, 9. What's our a value? Is it positive or negative? Since it's positive, our right-hand behavior is? Since the degree is, our left-hand behavior is? And this is going to go up and grab that 9. And then in between, we're just going to come down and find our minimum. Both of them have a multiplicity of 1, so they just cross at the root. We okay with that? Okay. So the next one, they give us 2 roots. How many roots do we expect to get? 4, whatever the degree, the leading term degree is. So we expect to get 4 roots. So there's 2 more out there. Could they be imaginary? They totally could be. So at this point, we're just going to start with one of our roots. What do we expect our remainder to be? 0. If it's going to be a root, then we're going to have a remainder of 0. So I got 2, 5, negative 8, negative 17, and negative 6. We can automatically bring down the first term. Multiply, combine. Multiply, combine. Multiply, combine. And then multiply, combine. So we just went from a degree of 4 to now we're down to a degree of 3. And we know that negative 3, 0 is a root. Aside from the fact that they told us, we just also proved it. Now, we don't want to start over with our next root that they gave us at 2. We don't want to go back to the quartic. Because if we continue from where we are, then we'll be down to a quadratic and we'll be able to factor it. So we're going to automatically bring down the first term. Multiply and combine. Multiply and combine. Multiply and combine. At this point, we've proven that is a root as well. So what we have left is 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. So if we go to factor this, we'd put 2 on top and 3 on the bottom. Do we have 2 numbers that multiply to give us 2 and combine to give us 3? 2 and 1. Since the a value is 2, we have to do grouping. So it's 2x squared plus 2x plus x plus 1. And then we can group the first 2, group the last 2. Did you end up with 2x plus 1 and x plus 1? Okay, now sometimes I'm going to give you roots and I'm going to ask you to write them as factors. So we have 2 factors there. We're going to go ahead and take those 2 roots and include it. So if I asked you to put it in factored form, you would put x plus 3, and then you would continue with x minus 2. And those would be our 4 factors, correct? Meaning each of our roots is also just going to have a multiplicity of 1. So here we have x equals negative 1/2, multiplicity 1. Negative 1, multiplicity 1. Negative 3, multiplicity 1. And 2, multiplicity 1. So let's see, I got 1, 2, 3. I got a negative 3. I got a negative 1, and I got a negative 1/2. And then I got 1, 2. Do we know the y-intercept? 6 or negative 6? So we got 0, comma, negative 6. The a value, positive or negative? So the right end behavior is up, the degree, even or odd. So the left end is up. We cross at every single root. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to grab my y-intercept. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to come back down, and then I'm going to go over that. We okay with that? Okay. So you got a couple to practice. Y'all do these on the board. And then I can give you your homework, and you can do that.